Hello. So today I wanted to do something good, something that was gonna make me happy. So I said I'm just gonna record a video, um, talking about some things. So I hope you're having a nice day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I wanted to give out some advice. I like to give advice, and um, I asked God, right, if He could um, give me a message that I could talk about, and I used some tarot cards. So the first card that came out was basically saying that some people were feeling a little bit scared, right? Because maybe they have an idea that they want to follow, but they're afraid that maybe they're not gonna have the the support that they want. Maybe they're afraid of rejection, or maybe they're afraid of criticism. But you'll have to remember that everything in this life is perspective. You know how they say it's up to you whether you see the glass half full or half empty. So let's say, like, for example, if you tell your parents or your friend, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna do my regular job no more. I'm not gonna be a doctor no more, or I'm not gonna go to school anymore. I'm gonna do this instead. Don't be afraid of what they might tell you. And a lot of the things that people tell you doesn't come like from a bad place. Maybe it's because they're afraid of what you might have to go through, like if you go through a change like that. Let's follow this example of like the work, right, or the career. Somebody might tell you, no, like, what are you thinking? You're crazy. Like, how are you gonna stop going to school to be a musician? Like, how are you gonna survive? They're gonna tell you all these things, all these doubts, all those fears, and it's valid. We all go through them. But what is important is that you don't stay stuck in fear. Obviously, you know that it's not gonna be easy. Obviously, you know that you're gonna go through challenges, but what you have to look at is, like, do I want to, like, do something that's not really gonna make me happy for the rest of my life, or do I rather take a chance and try it out? Because there should be no regrets in life. Well, depending on situations, like, be smart, obviously, but, like, what's the worst thing that could happen if you try it out and it goes wrong? It just went wrong, or it went a different way. But that's okay. It's all part of the journey. It's how they say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So remember, everything is perspective. You might be afraid of something, but what I do with fear is, if I'm afraid of something, I don't focus on the fear itself. I focus on, like, what I'm gonna do after. Like, for example, if I'm afraid that somebody might reject me for a job, I don't focus on the ugly moment of, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna feel so ugly when somebody tells me, no, you can't have the job. I focus on what I'm gonna do after. Like, okay, if they tell me no, well, that's fine. I'll just go look for another job. Same with maybe it could be I don't know, losing a job. You lose a job, and like, it might be scary at first because you don't know what you're gonna do, and, like, you have all these things you have to take care of. But don't focus on, like, the ugly thing itself. Like, focus on how you're gonna deal with it after. In this case, hold on. In this case, don't focus on what your support or the people around you are gonna tell you or say about you. Don't think, oh my gosh, they're gonna be disappointed. Oh my gosh, they're gonna be angry. Oh my gosh, they're gonna judge me. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my gosh, that. Don't focus on any of that. Instead, what are you gonna do about it? Let's say if your mom comes and tells you, oh my gosh, you disappointed me because you left school to go be a musician. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna, like, be sad and not pursue your dream? Or are you gonna tell her, hey mom, like, I understand that you don't agree with what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and I want your support, and if I don't have it, that's fine, like, I'm gonna do it my way. And that shifts things a lot. So don't focus on fear itself, focus on how you're gonna handle it. Like, trust yourself, you're smart, you can come up with solutions at any moment. So that's one of the messages. Like, don't be scared of what people are gonna tell you. Rather, be confident in yourself and know that you got yourself no matter what. Not only that, but like, there's like a whole like outside forces like God, the universe, like working to keep you safe. If something ugly happens, like if the ugliest thing you can imagine happens, like, I'm sorry, it's gonna be ugly, but you are gonna go through it and you're gonna get past it. Like, this is the way you have to look at life, all right? And I did some notes. And yeah, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to really take some time to yourself to see what you're feeling. A lot of times we're going on and on about our day and we don't stop to see what we feel. So if it's at night that you like it best, if it's in the day, like, just leave everything and like breathe. Just breathe. Calm down and breathe. And whatever comes into your mind, whether it's a worry, something you want, anything that comes into your mind, study it. Why do I want this? Why am I feeling like this? What am I gonna do about it? You have to really know why you're feeling what you're feeling in order to be able to do something about it. Let's say, like, for example, it's really bothering me that, I don't know, that a friend didn't invite me to her date with other girlfriends, right? Let's say that it's bothering me because it's making me feel left out. It's making me feel like I'm not enough. It's making me lack confidence. Well, you gotta stop and you gotta say, like, why is it really bothering me? Is it because, like, they didn't want me, or because I don't feel good enough? And maybe, like, you feel angry because, like, you're always there for that friend, right? And you just gotta talk to yourself, like, leave yourself in the best position where like, you're gonna be okay no matter what. Like, with this example with like the friends, like, why am I angry? Well, because I feel left out. And what are you gonna do about it? Like, you can talk to your friend and tell her, hey, like, tell her how you feel. A lot of the times conflicts get solved with saying how you feel. And don't get me wrong, a lot of arguments can start this way too, but don't be defensive. Like, just say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. How can you help me to help fix this? How do you want to help me to fix this? Because you're part of my life. And sometimes people are not going to want to help you. They're not going to want to admit that, like, they did something to hurt you. And you can't do anything about that. So all you can do is, talk to each other. That's why it's building a relationship. So you go to the friend and you tell her, hey, you know what? I saw that you went out with this other group of girlfriends and it made me feel this way. Maybe it wasn't your intention, but it made me feel like this. Like, what do you think? And then the friend is gonna, it depends on what kind of friend you have. She might, like, be defensive and, like, not want to take the blame because, like, nobody wants to admit that, like, we made a mistake. And she might be like, oh my gosh, no, like, you're crazy. Like, that's what would we call, like, a lot of things, like a bad friend or a narcissist or whatever, right? But if she reacts that way, if she tells you, oh my gosh, no, you're crazy, like, I have other friends, and she doesn't talk about your feelings, well, then you know what kind of, like, friend she is, right? But it's okay. You can keep trying. You can tell her again, like, hey, like, it hurt me that you didn't invite me, like, with your other friends. I just want you to know that. And maybe, like, if you could say sorry because you didn't think about me. And if she doesn't want to say sorry, so yeah, you just talk things out, like, with this friend. If she doesn't want to say sorry, she doesn't want to admit that she did something that hurt you, whether it was intentional or not, You can't do anything about it. That's why you have to be strong and say like, okay, maybe like I'll just let it go. If it happens again, then that's when I'm gonna know that she did it on purpose. Or I'm gonna know like I don't want that friend no more because I gave and like she doesn't care about me that way, right? So that's what you do. You talk things out. Or maybe it's gonna go super good with the friend. Like she's gonna tell you like, oh my gosh, girlie, I'm so sorry. Like I just didn't think about inviting you because you don't know them, or because you don't like that stuff, or because you're uncomfortable and things like that. Like it might have not been intentional. The point is like to talk about things so that you guys can get on the same page. And again, if people don't want to see that they did something that hurt you, you can't really make it fit, all you can do is tell them, hey, you hurt me like this, whether it was intentional or not. I just want you to know, that way you're aware, so you don't do it next time. And that's basically what you have to do. And sometimes it might be painful because some people are not going to want to admit that they made a mistake. Some people are going to make you feel like shit and make you feel like, oh my gosh, like how could you even think that of me? And they're going to want to like flip the tortilla on you, like they're going to want to make you the bad guy, like, oh my gosh, like you're so conceited, or oh my gosh, you never give me time, like, So being true to yourself is going to cost you things, whether it's people, whether it's support, whether it's money. But that's why it's fucking cool, because like if you stay true to yourself, like you're gonna be invincible. Like you're gonna know that you got yourself no matter what, and that God has you no matter what. So that's it. That's kind of all the message was about. I hope they have helped everybody. So yeah, that's kind of all the message was about. I hope it helped whoever it had to help. And I love to give advice. Subscribe, leave your comments if you want, your thoughts. Hang in there, you got this, and have a good one. And God's got you. Bye.